getting some of the bigger guys on stage in the bodybuilding category. This is the seniors bodybuilding category, men's minus 80 kilos. We are getting quite a large amount of competitors here, as you can see. They're very much taking up a lot of the stage.
Welcome, gentlemen, and we start with number 47 from Germany, Jens Schneider. Number 48 from Germany, Florian Witterer.
It doesn't seem like it at the moment.
Number
Technically, I guess
49
we could
from
also see
Germany,
some
Philipp
from the
Huber.
juniors 75 plus division.
Number 50, also from Germany, René Landschutz. From Austria, number 51, Christian Rakan.
And this is, of course,
Germany,
for the competitors,
52,
very much
Holger
the closest in prejudging, that they get to really show themselves
Number
off when they get
53
called out.
from
You get to
Germany,
step
Marcel Löwendraut.
a meter or two up and have all the
From
focus
Poland,
on you.
number
Yeah,
54,
and
Lukas
reach your best
Schrupp.
pose.
Yes.
That's really what this is about.
And this is what we can
number
see as we pan
55
over, that
from
these guys
Germany,
very much, it's a
Dieter
very
Baumann.
different pose. Each one will
Last
go
but
with
not
what
least,
they
number
really think will stand out,
108,
what
Andreas
will make them be
Jall,
remembered.
also Germany.
As well, we talked about height. This was our last guy, number 108 from Germany, Andreas Jall, who is not a very tall gentleman. And as you can see, that makes, of course, his minus 80 kilos, and we assume that most of these are as close to 80 kilos almost as humanly possible.
Yeah.
It will make his 80 kilos, of course, look a lot different than it does on the taller man besides him, also a German number 55, Dieter Baumann.
Yeah, and you can see he's massive here from the side, looking
Yes,
massive.
he is very much
Takes a short
looking
moment
very
and
big for
switches
a man who's
judges.
less than 80 kilos, especially considering when we saw, I mean,
Time to walk around.
if you stretched him out, so to say, if you added 30% and made him the same height as our Belgian friend
So,
from
ein, zwei
the
Kampfrichter werden
Jewish category,
durchgewechselt.
he would be enormous.
Ganz kurz.
And that is, of course, here we are in a sport where height is almost a disadvantage.
Schöne Leine.
Yeah. And we just saw them switch the competitors around, so we got number 47, number 108,
give them a hand.
switch around
Great
to
lineup.
the other side of the stage. And
Man bodybuilding
Yes.
up to 80 kilograms.
And this is, of course, what happens when you have this many athletes, that we have to see, that we have to give the judges possibility to see everyone as close as possible.
Yeah.
The judges' table is almost as long as the stage. There's
is.
a very large amount of judges as well, and it can be very difficult to see all the way across
yeah.
on the stage. And we will, of course, see these guys in the minus 80 kilo category. We have not heard about, we've been around, we've talked about, we've not heard about people who failed their weigh-ins. We talked about this yesterday, especially in these classes, how it can be devastating for an athlete's chance to go, because the next class is the minus 90 kilos.
Yeah.
And there's suddenly 10 kilos that you are, which is completely impossible to gain and look
Sorry,
good.
guys.
Yeah. And we don't know for sure, but yeah, what you'll see in a class like this is that they're numbered from 47
Nutzen
and
wir
up
die
to
Zeit für einen
55.
kleinen Hinweis,
Then you have a
wer
guy
es
at
immer noch nicht
number
mitbekommen hat.
108.
Heute
That
Nachmittag
could be because he was
ein
really
außergewöhnliches Seminar
Number
hier
56.
beim Loaded Cup 2016.
Yeah, no, it could be
Very
he
interesting
had
seminar mit
registered in
einigen
another class and just didn't make weight
Superstars,
then.
Topstars,
Or it could be
unter
that
anderem
he is
Dennis
also
Wolf,
in another weight division and
Dexter
was
Jackson,
weighted there before and
William
got his
Bonner,
number by that division.
Larissa
Yes.
Reis, Janita Silva und viele mehr. Hast du die Uhrzeit im Kopf? Wann ist das Seminar heute Nachmittag?
This is our host, by the way.
3
Yeah,
o'clock.
it's the IFBB Pro, Matthias Kroll.
15 Uhr heute Nachmittag, das Seminar nicht
Who
verpassen.
is our
So.
host, and who is switching a bit between German and English. We will try our best to translate if he says
Now the
anything
judges are ready.
great to you. We can see Botho is taking over duties on this particular group. It might be because this is the bodybuilding category and this is sort of his area.
They're being switched around again.
And we are being switched around again. And this is, of course, the judges' prerogative. We see them here in the bottom. And if they want to see everybody once more, just to be sure they get a good look at everything, they are entitled to do that. And this is, I think, our original lineup with number 108, Andreas Jall, all the way on the left. And then we go lower and lower.
And what the judges are doing when this class is on is that they're having a list of competitors and they're giving them numbers from 1 to 10.
Yes.
with one being the best, and so on. And then there's a secretary collecting all these numbered lists, and who'll say, well, who got first ones, who got first twos, who got first four or threes, and then they'll call it out by that.
Yes.
So they will add up the numbers, see who got the lowest score, who are the 4 or 5 competitors with the lowest scores,
Who has
and
the-
these
yes.
competitors will be our first call out.
Yes, these are the guys with the lowest average. So what one judge might call a number 1, another guy might call a number 7.
Yeah, yeah.
But if all the other judges say this guy is a 1 or a 2, then of course he will be in the main category.
Yeah.
Um,
And you'll often see a big agreement in the bodybuilding division between the judges, because it is about being as big a competition as possible. But you could see some more, what's called,
disagreements.
yeah, like in the body fitness division. Because one judge might say, this is a perfect look for body fitness girl, another judge would say, she is way too conditioned for this, so I'm putting her last. Where the other guy would say, this is perfect, I'm giving her the first place.
Yes, very much so. And this is something that you will of course have difficulties preparing for when we get to the body fitness. In bodybuilding, as we said, it's very much about being as large as possible and being as conditioned as possible, which makes it generally easier to at least figure out what it is the judges want.
Yeah.
Of course, there are preferences. I am sure that there are some judges down here who believe that back muscles are very much important to them, counter to biceps, for instance, or the other way around. Some judges might say, I'm very much looking for a guy who has done the work on his legs.
Yeah, or you could say some guy would say size is a bit more important. Another guy would say condition is a bit more important. So you have one guy who's a bit bigger, but maybe a little less conditioned, and the other guy is more conditioned, but a little less smaller. One judge might put one in first place, and another might put the other guy in first place.
Yes. And this, of course, is also very much a lot of the work has gone into the gym in trying to figure out which type am I. Am I the type? Are we going for a very big look? Are we going for a very conditioned look? Or are we trying? Of course, you want both. But for some of these guys, of course, you hit a point where that's not possible. You cannot get the perfect balance between being big and being conditioned. As we, for instance, can see the guy here in the middle, I think it's number 54,
Yeah.
Lucas Kmuk, who has, you can see him here on the left. When we compare him to the others, he has definitely gone for size over conditioning.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, we can see Andreas Jarl with number 108 out on the left. He looks almost as wide as he is tall.
Yeah, and he sets his poses perfectly.
And he has set his poses, and he is definitely, I can already hear it, Kenny, he is very much one of your favorites in this class.
Yeah, and the guy on the right here, he is looking huge for a -80 guy. Look at that back.
Wow,
Oh,
that
that's
is-
amazing. And those stills, he looks great.
He looks very good in the purple trunks all the way to the right of the screen. I believe that was number 52, Holger Linding.
Thank you. Side triceps. Thank you. Front position. Abdominals and back. Thank you. Please go back to your place.
You see some guys move around a lot during their poses. Is that a movement to try to show off for the entire judges section, or is it a movement because maybe they are flexing as hard and so they have to move because they're slipping a bit, or?
It's both to catch the attention of the judges, and also to show off a bit more muscle. Because if you're just standing in, for example, the abs and thighs, as we saw here with the twisting the legs, you
Yes.
just stand in the same position all the way. You'll only see the thigh from one angle. While if you twist it, you'll show off more detail if you have more detail.
Yes.
But that's typically that's very typical for the with conditioned guys. They want to show all the detail, so
Yes.
they have to twist their legs and show off that they're both conditioned on the inside and the outside of the leg.
This is very much a thing that will happen a lot during this prejudging process. Is we will see guys who will definitely want to show off their best features as well. Even though we are in the mandatory poses position, you still have some sort of freedom
Yeah.
to show off what you believe is the best parts, and as well if you feel like if you feel like moving will show you off in the best possible way, then you are entitled to do that as long as you don't step over the line.
Yeah. And what's happening right now is that the judges are adding up the scores to figure out who's going to be the first call out. That's why we are having a bit of delay on stage right now.
Yes, and this is of course because this is a very big category, so there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that needs to be judged, and there's
And
a lot of
there might be
calculating.
some disagreements between the judges.
There might be some disagreements. Somebody has to bring out the big calculator and type in all the numbers. But in the meanwhile, of course, we get to see them. We get to talk a bit about the mental aspect. When you're standing up there, you're waiting for the judges. They seem very much to be still in posing mode. They're still posing. They're still trying to influence to get that
Yeah.
final bit out when the judges look up and they see a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, and you have to be on all the way through. Even though some other people are being called out, you're in the background. You have to be on.
Very much so. So this is definitely not a position where you small talk for a bit.
Oh. This is what makes posing in bodybuilding so hard. Because there's not 1 second where these guys can just relax, breathe out, and say, and then standing. And they have to be in some kind of pose all the way. They have to smile all the way, and they have to flex all the way.
Yes. From the moment that they get on stage, of course, they must be really top.
Thank you. Last step.
1:48. So we went from the right to the left this time with 108. Andreas Jarl, 53. Marcel Löwentraut, number 51. Christian Rakan from Austria. Number 48. Florian Fütterer. And all the way to your left here, number 47. Jens Schneider. Which actually meant that your favorite number 52, Holger Lünding, is not in the top 5. And there, right away, we can see the judges, of course, are of a different opinion.
Yeah,
And
it seems so.
it
They
seems-
might have seen something odd about his physique that I didn't see.
Exactly, and their opinion matters more than ours.
Yeah.
We will gladly admit that. We are again seeing. I can see some of the guys here are also tattooed.
Yeah.
Some are not. Some are tattooed. I would have assumed that for aesthetic purposes, a tattoo would be a risky choice.
Yeah, it is, and often these guys have been getting their tattoos before they chose to be competitive bodybuilders. And some guys choose to fade out the tattoos on stage with some dark cream. But the thing about that is, it can make the tattoo disappear totally on stage, but it can take away some of the detail in the muscle too.
Yes.
And they don't want that.
You don't want
But
to.
the thing about the rules is,
Thank
you
you.
don't subtract points for having tattoos.
No.
But if you have 2 people being on the same score, for example, if you have 2 people who have been getting an equal amount of ones and twos from judges,
Yes.
the judges have to look at things like skin tone and tattoos and stuff like that. So that's where tattoos can pull you down from
This
that
i-
first to second place.
This is where it can be, because if there's no separation in the bodybuilding aspect, then you go to the aesthetic things, and the tan and the look and
Yeah, exactly.
And here, of course, we see
You.
these guys fighting for the final spot in the final. Of course, also a strategic move show-wise to put 5 guys in the top 5 to give these guys something to strive for in their second round of posing. They know that there's 1 spot up for grabs in the final.
Yeah, and what might have put number 52 in the same call out here is he's a bit wide around the waist, which could have put him here, but he's just so big and so conditioned, so I would have expected to see him in the first call out.
Thank you. Last step.
He is
Our
in
guy in the purple on the right here is very conditioned too. You just see the striations through his glutes.
Yes. So this is, you see him right here.
Yeah.
This is very much a, it seems to be a class with very high level.
Yeah, it is, and very high level of condition, and especially.
Because
Which again is typical for the lighter division.
yes, these are the lighter division, so of course you get, there's more opportunity, there's also more reason to be more conditioned. Because
Yeah.
there's a weight maximum of how much you can put on in mass.
Yeah.
And what you lack, so to say, in mass, you can make up for in conditioning.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, where when we see later in the day, we see some of the biggest pros. We see some of the big guys. We see Dennis Wolf. We see these guys are both massive and conditioned.
Yeah, that's where it is on the pro level. You have to be amazingly big and as conditioned as possible.
Men up to 80 kilograms. Thank you.
This is our look at bodybuilding men minus 80 kilos. And we will be very interested to see them in the final later today, because we believe that this is very much one of the best groups that we've seen. It will be a very interesting final.
And there's of course a bodybuilding minus 70 division 2, but since there are fewer than 7 people in the class, they're not going to prejudging. They're going directly to the final, so we won't be seeing them until Saturday.